Hello, Aggie. Welcome to our podcast. Agnes is a fabulous personal trainer who trains business women. Yep. And I had the honor to work with you. And I love every single moment of it because you are the most motivating, most inspirational trainer I've ever met. And really, I truly envy your energy. Why did you decide to move to Dubai?
I don't even remember. I think around September or
October
October or something
yeah.
like that. And I was living in the UK, in Scotland, Edinburgh. So I wanted to relocate, and I wasn't entirely sure obviously where to go. We are Hungarian. I did not want to go back to Hungary, but I knew that I didn't want to stay in Edinburgh anymore, just because I wasn't like working in a workplace anymore, as I've moved my business fully online. I had the freedom of just kind of going anywhere I wanted. And it was just super easy to set up a business here, rather than like it was very, very complicated to set up anything in America or, staying in the UK. I was thinking about going down to London, but I just didn't want to be in a cold anymore, if I want to be honest. So Dubai seemed like a good place for, networking. Fitness is very kind of big in here. And it was just super easy to set up kind of, my business. So yeah, that's why.
And do you like it here in Dubai?
I do. I just want to be very honest. Like, I think everybody has their up and downs, just because I think it's very, very fast paced. So as of me, being, alone or kind of alone, it's hard to make friends because people kind of come and go. So I feel like, especially in the fitness industry, people don't really stay here for that long. So it's not like, I want many friends and I have so much time to be around. I just find it a little bit harder to find friends, if that makes sense, just because everyone is so busy with their own thing. So it's not like I don't party or I don't go out. I'm not, this really brunchy, party, clubby kind of person. So because of that, it's a little bit harder for me, and because I'm not in my early 20s anymore as well, it's just a little bit harder to make kind of friends. But then, the lifestyle is, you can compare from, coming from the UK or even like coming from Hungary. I love our country because I love the 4 seasons, but, the weather is amazing. It's the safest place that you have ever been. It doesn't matter if you go for a walk at night. And as of me, consider myself not an ugly Eastern European girl. I've never had any trouble with, like in Europe, wherever you enter Europe. Like, I remember the first time I moved and I was going back home, I turned 30 and I visited Greece, Santorini, Mykonos, and then we actually went to Athens first. And I remember we landed, and as a European girl landing in Europe, you getting comments and construction workers, whistling after you. So you don't have that here. And this just makes it so much, I don't know, safer or more, you're quite confident, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned it because that was my next question. So how do you feel as a woman here in Dubai? Because I get lots of comments and questions that how safe Dubai is for ladies.
When I was at high school, there was a book series, and forgive me, but I only know the Hungarian name for it. And I know the writer is Vivian Salai. And I don't know if you ever heard, there was quite a few books, and the books was all about luxury prostitution in Dubai. And, there was a lot of, European girls. And, reading that book, and I remember how the girls were talking about how they were getting treated. This is, I think, it's still what people have in their mind, that you come to a country, an Arab country, with, so many sheikhs and so many Arabs, that you would believe that women get treated here very badly, when I think it's the total opposite. And I also believe, you can't really compare 2010 to 2024 anymore. Like, things has really, really changed. And yeah, as a woman, of course, you experience this as well, but I got treated like a princess. But then the first impression, staying here for, how long did I stay? I can't remember, 5, 6 weeks, 4 weeks. And yeah, that 4 weeks was just like, oh my God. And it's still the same, because I stay at GBR and I I mean, a touristy, very, very touristy place. I never feel unsafe. I never get treated, differently. The beach is a, little free zone. So it's a little bit freer than, if you go to the mall. But yeah, I think as a woman, it's very, very easy to do kind of anything here.
And do you have to cover yourself? This is another question I'm getting always.
So I remember, and this is actually, I really remember this very first time when I came, and I was wearing shorts. And, Peter was like, oh, we're going to go to some of the government offices. And because I was coming from a very cold country, and I just wanted to be like, I just want the sun. I just want to feel the sun on my skin. So it's not about you have to cover yourself or not, but I think the longer you stay, the more you understand that when you see Muslim couples and married couples in the mall and you kind of half naked, that's just inappropriate. So do you have to cover yourself? No, never, nowhere. But do you want to show respect to those who are actually from this country? Then it's not about covering yourself, but, there's places where you go that you need to dress appropriately, I believe. It's not, you don't have to cover yourself, of course, but I think there's some places, even if you have kind of common sense, you wouldn't turn up in a bikini to the mall anywhere in this world. I hope and I believe, but I've seen some things, So no, you don't have to cover up yourself, but I think you kind of go with the flow and the longer you stay. And I remember you telling me this, that, a few years you will change. And I changed, I really changed,
True.
Anywhere I go, I always have, because I train in like shorts and sport bra. And every time I go to train, I normally have like just a gym jacket and like a pair of joggers in case I need to go to the mall and pick up some food or, something to pick up, and just to cover myself, because I wouldn't feel very comfortable entering the mall in like little gym shorts. So
Yeah, I think that's how you recognize tourists in Dubai. The tourists are those who are wearing shorts and sleeveless tops, and then the residents, they never do that.
Yeah. And I think I have like a top on, and I think it's nothing wrong with it. And you know this, like when you get a little bit too hot, like you take it off and you feel a little bit more confident. But I'm not dressing up, or I'm not covering myself because I have to cover myself. I'm covering myself because I want to show respect. And I'm here kind of long enough now to see that, maybe turning up in shorts and a little top is not how I should be going to the supermarket.
Yeah, that's nice that you're saying that, because that's how I see it as well.
And I honestly remember, this first week when, Peter was saying the same, and then you were saying the same. And I even remember in my head thinking, Kinga, I couldn't wait to get here to get some sun on my skin. But it's like in Edinburgh, it rains all the time. And now it's sunny here all the time. So you're like, it's not only 2 days when it's sunny and you're like, you want to take everything off. It's like, okay, it's sunny every day. You will get a sun.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what advice could you give to those hesitating to move?
I don't think there's anything that people should in a sense think about, because you can't compare the lifestyle you have, I think, anywhere in this world to here. And I know a lot of people will talk about things like, oh, Dubai is expensive. But at the end of the day, if you're running a business here, and if your business is based here, if you are looking for an environment where you want to grow, you want to get better, people are very competitive. And I think it just kind of takes you, a little bit further. And also, if you like the sun, I say this to my parents. Every Saturday, I, take a day off or like a half day off, and I go to the beach. And it's even like this summer when I'm going home, and my mom was like, oh, are you going to go to Italy or to, somewhere nice? And I'm like, maybe to visit a city, but I don't need to go to the beach anymore because I have enough beach here. So the hesitation is, I think it's a big step to make a decision about moving to a different country, different continent, different area where the religion is different. But Dubai is very, I don't know, the cosmopolitan? Mm-hmm. Is it cosmopolitan? That you wouldn't even realize that you're in Dubai. I think it's like, I don't know, a second New York, because you can do anything you want. There's no limits just because you're in a Muslim country.
I agree with you. Is there any regrets?
Not at all. We speak about this all the time, but you know, a lot of people are like, oh, am I going to stay here for forever? And the only thing that I couldn't tell you right now, if I stay here for forever, is simply because I'm single. If I was to be in a relationship and then, you know, someone from here or someone from different country, then of course, you know, there's always, you know, decisions to make. But if it was up to me, then I don't think I would like to go back home. I love to visit and I love to go and you know, we're very flexible with, you know, coming and going, and my business lets me travel. Like I don't have to be here. Like I'm not here because I have to. But there's no regrets, no. And I still consider myself quite young. So it's not like I'm wasting my time.
I mean, you mentioned it earlier that everyone is so busy here and everyone is working and hustling, basically.
yeah.
And it's hard to make friends. And also, you mentioned that people are coming and going. I personally think that it is diligence and discipline that is the make or break point
Yeah.
for Dubai. I don't know, what do you see or how do you see that?
Just to go back to making friends, I think just because I'm in a really fitness industry, I know you're more into a business kind of industry that you work in, but I'm more in a fitness industry. And I just know that anyone kind of I met at the gym or, you know, like in these networking events, people come here for a few years and then they don't really see themselves. I think it's very different from someone who comes here from the UK who always got used to the cold weather and it's fresh there. You know, here we know it gets really, really hot. So I think that's why they only come here for a few years to, you know, build network, build relationship, and then kind of move back home. I mean, I believe you have to be disciplined anywhere you are in this world. If you're not disciplined, like, yeah, we're not motivated every day to get up. You know, we're not motivated every day to work. I'm not motivated every day to turn up to the gym. And, you know, in the past, I don't know, 15 years, you know, there was no day that I didn't train or move my body or, you know, doing some sort of, you know, exercise or improve myself. So yeah, you're right. I mean, you have to be disciplined, but I think you have to be disciplined everywhere, you
I
know, not
agree.
just here.
I
But here
agree.
is really, it's very competitive. And also, you know, like as of Sheikh Mohammed, you know, he's like, he wants to be the best of the best. No one's going to remember who came second. Doesn't matter who went to the moon for the second time, everyone's going to remember who came first. And it's true. And
Very true.
you know, having this mentality, and I don't know if you read his book, the Vision. I'm currently reading, and yeah, it's all about. I kind of relate it to like Cristiano Ronaldo, that it doesn't matter what you do, just be the best.
I share 100% your views, and I loved His Highness Sheikh Mohammed's book. It's very inspiring,
Very
and I
much.
think this is just my thoughts on it. That the reason why Dubai is an ever expanding city and is going to be the number one city, if not yet, in the world, is because of this joint vision
Yeah.
that every single person who lives here shares.
Yeah.
That we have to be the first, we have to be the best, we have to work and be disciplined. And I think that's the drive behind the Dubai success.
Yeah, and I think it's also, you know, I mean, I believe that a leader is very important, and I think people believe what the leader sees. When, you know, different countries, it's a little bit, you know, different.
Now, I really had the pleasure of working with you, and I really don't know how you are keeping yourself so energetic. So just give me some hints how you're staying so motivated and energetic and all the time. It's so admirable, really. I mean,
You know, I don't believe in motivation anymore, and I really, really don't. Like I truly believe that if you want to be a doctor, you're not just going to study when you feel motivated. You know, I truly believe there needs to be priorities at times. You know, is it your priority to pass an exam tomorrow morning, or is it your priority to go out tonight? It's really up to you. You need to have a routine. Like if you don't have a routine, go and get one. Because if you don't have what time you're waking up, what you're doing first thing in the morning, are you, like, I know you're the same as me, but you know, I get up in the morning, get to the gym and home by 7, but you have to have a routine. You have to have a daily schedule on what you're actually doing. If you don't have a routine, if you don't have a schedule, if you don't have, you know, a daily to do, go and get one. Like you can't, yes, of course, there's going to be days when we sleep and there's going to be days when we, not even touching the surface of what we wanted to do. And I'm actually having one of those weeks when I'm like, oh my God, I just really want to get through this week. But you have to be, yeah, I mean, we're Hungarian. We just gonna have to do the work.
Yes.
No one's gonna do it for us. So
Yeah, exactly. You just roll up your sleeve and do it.
it's
right?
really, I think it really is. And, I mean, I'm coming from a small village and, I think you're from
Budapest.
countryside. Yeah. Oh, no, you're Budapest. And I just feel, I want to say lucky, but there is not much to do with luck. I don't have a, family who just, put me here. Like I had to work for everything I have. So I'm just very grateful for, being able to be here, being able to meet the people I have met. Like I remember when Tommy told me to email you, and then we got your email address and you got back to us straight away, and things just really started, like it was very quick. Everything was super quick. Before I noticed, I was on the 3rd of January sitting on a flight moving to Dubai, and it's crazy. And no, it's 2022, you're right. It's not 2019 I reached out, it's 2021, and then 2022 I moved.
Yes. I mean, I still don't know how you do it, but it's amazing. I have a lot to learn from you, really.
But, I also think that things like energy feeds off energy. The more you move, the more energy you have.
That's amazing.
And I think, a lot of people, especially when we talk about, offices and corporate, women who sit in a desk all day, no wonder they don't have energy. They don't see the sunlight. They don't move their body. And it's very easy just to feel very sluggish, very tired, having the brain fog that they normally have. So I think it's not even starting with you going to the gym every day, because I'm honestly now working with more and more businesswomen seeing you don't have to train every day. If you can just train 3 times a week for 20 minutes, that will make a massive difference. If you can just go for a walk every day for 15 minutes, that will make a big difference. And then I'm a big believer that what you eat is what you become. And now I'm not meaning if you eat cupcakes, you become a cupcake. But if you constantly eat, takeaway, if you constantly eat high sugary, high processed muffins and donuts and, whatever, no wonder you have no energy.
Yeah.
Your glucose is spiking up and down all day. You have energy spikes again after the sugar rush of, coffee from these big coffee places full of sugar, and then energy drops, and then energy increases and then drops. There's no stable energy levels because there's no quality food that people put into their body. And the better you eat, the better you feel. The better you feel, the more you can move, the more you move. And you just kind of get yourself into this circle of, yes, I think it can be easily broken, but I also believe it's a no way out, but it's both ways of, if you're constantly doing the good things for your body, there's no way out. And if you're doing constantly the bad things for your body, there is a way out, but it's very hard to get out of the circle if you're constantly just never prepping any of your food. You're, this, but most people, where do they get their breakfast from? From a coffee shop with a coffee that has 50 grams of sugar and a croissant.
Yeah.
No wonder you're hungry by 8:30 and you just had a coffee at 7.
I agree with you. I think it has to do a lot with the food and how you move the body. The body wants to be moved. So this new lifestyle that we are enforcing on our bodies is really not towards health.
Yeah.
And I do believe I have examined and I've studied lots of highly successful people, and there are a couple of things which are common in them. And one of these things is exercise. So they either run or go to the gym very regularly. And I think this is something that has to be copied if someone wants to be successful. And the other thing you also mentioned is the discipline.
Yeah.
That's also common in all the successful people.
I think now it doesn't mean you can't be successful if you're not fit or if you're not, the healthiest of yourself. But I believe the two is very highly linked.
Yeah.
And if you have a discipline to go to the gym, and if you have a discipline to eat well, you will have the discipline to do the work that needs to be done in order to run a business. And you know, you can't run a business if you're not focused. I was actually talking to a German guy at the gym yesterday, 60 years old,
Oh, wow.
2 children, beautiful wife, and he looks like 40. Honestly, easily 40, even less than that. I cannot, you know, and he's in an amazing shape and, you know, at the gym 3 to 4 times a week, making the time. Because also when people are like, I don't have the time, show me your screen time. If you're using any of the social media platforms for longer than an hour a day, you have time. You just don't have your priorities yet. And if you can't get your priorities right, I'm sorry, but that is the reason you're overweight. That is the reason you have an experience all this brain fog you have. That's the reason that you have no energy to move your body. And again, like as you said, it's a very fast-paced world now. I love going home because in a village, you kind of realize that you need to walk to the supermarket to buy something rather than just on your phone and you order it and it's 20 minutes later it's at the door. So I think because of all of this, it's hard. But then also, I was very surprised, you know, when I first moved here, and for my apartment, I had a swimming pool and a gym access. You know, so if you have an apartment in Dubai, you can also get a gym access and a pool access. So you don't even have to pay for them because it's included in your apartment.
I think most of the apartment buildings are
I
the
think
same.
so, yeah. So there is no excuse why you can't move your body or why you can't get yourself done for 20 minutes every day or 3 times a week.
I agree with you. Okay, and what advice would you give people who are just new in Dubai?
What do you mean?
Like how to live their lives and what to avoid.
My life didn't really change. I know I'm in this beautiful area and I know I'm surrounded with so many amazing people, but my life didn't have to change, you know, that much in terms of I'm not a going out girl and you're not going to see me sitting on a yacht surrounded with, you know, God knows who. But the advice I would give is it depends on why you're moving here, but I imagine, you know, most of your clients will move here for business. It just do the work. But the one thing that I would really pass on to everyone is take 1 day off. Take 1 day off during the weekend or during the week, whenever it's best for you, when you enjoy Dubai. Because there's a lot it has to offer. And I think even myself, I'm not even scratching the surface that, you know, Dubai has to offer, just because we can always say that, oh, we're busy, we have this to do and we have that to do and agree. But just take 1 day off and, you know, enjoy what you can.
Thank you so much.